Okay, we good? I hope we are. Alright, welcome back from last time. Yeah, this is the second video I'm going to do on Fate Grand Order. I hope you all enjoy it. I reviewed my first video and I thought it was very cringy, especially considering I was not speaking loud enough a lot of the time for you to hear me. I'm going to try to fix that. Also, I don't think I'm going to do accents anymore, at least for characters. Yeah. I still had a lot of fun, still want to continue this. And I know it's not, been too long since my first upload of the first episode, but I thought, you know what, I really want to get through this, and I'm very interested to see what happens next. So, without further ado, I wanted to show you, let's go to, where is it? It's, yeah. For those of you who want to, follow me and give me more friend points, here's my ID. You can, copy that at your own will. And so now if you're playing the game, you can, have me too. I will accept almost anyone who is, over a certain point. I do have only limited slots where I can, put friends in. I only have 56 out of 66. I have 10 slots left. And I'm currently following another YouTuber going by Tanner of the North, I believe his name is. I recently found out he's doing a Let's Play of FGO, and I thought I'd decide, hey, I'm going to do that too. So yeah, big shout out to Tanner of the North. And yeah, okay. Oh yeah, more big news. I have...
Yeah, いらっしゃいだね、マスター。
I'm going to go to skills even though it's in servant. I have upgraded my Sigurd to level 90. Yeah, this is the guy that attacked us. And, yeah. And I have him, I summoned him, and yeah. Now he's ours, so booyah. Even though in the narrative he's probably going to be, a bad guy. He, he's very powerful. But then again, he's a crit saber, if I looked at all those videos correctly. So that just means he has a lot of damage output in general. But yeah, no, I wasn't even thinking about Sigurd when they were talking about, holding you from going to a different reality physically. And I'm just like, whoa, who the hell can do that? Hercules, Gilgamesh. But no, it was Sigurd all along. Yeah, I do have a few servants who I'm not quite leveled up yet. As you notice, I have a lot of 4-star servants and 5-star servants leveled up pretty significantly. But if you'll notice, I really don't have any 1 or 2 or even 3-star servants leveled up at all. And a lot of people are gonna kill me in the comments saying, hey, why aren't you using Arash? Why aren't you using Georgios? Why aren't you using Hans Christian Andersen? It's because I'm doing a special run where I'm trying not to use any lower servants than I have to. I know they're good servants, guys. I do. This is a personal challenge for me. Ever since I got into this game, I'm like, I've always heard that, all the servants are, useful, and I believe it. I do. I just don't have the time or the resources really to up them up. And you're like, oh, you just wasted all your, resources on Sigurd. And yeah, admittedly, yeah, but I like Sigurd. Sorry, I bumped the mic again. But here's the difference. I know Sigurd is going to pay off, because he is a damage-dealing, tank, essentially. Hans Christian Andersen, as great as he is as great as he is versatile, I can't honestly recommend upping him, at least not now, because I've invested so much in others. yes, if I did devote my time to him and many others, I'm sure that I would get, a lot further, a lot quicker, and, I'd have a lot more support. But what I'm trying to say is, I really don't care. Like, it's not really that important to me. So yeah. I may have some really good servants that have really great, effects and can help me in the long run. But right now, I'm just in this for me. I started this game with myself in mind and my preferences, and you know what? I like that. So yeah, that's how we're going from now on. If you don't like it, I am very sorry, but that's how I roll. So, now that I have Sigurd in my party all leveled up, wonder if I can use him anytime soon. Probably not, but who knows? Do wish I had more stuff to level his stuff up with. It's okay. Yeah. Let's see. Anything new on the banner? Let's see. Ooh, Brynhilda's back. Huh. I kind of want to pull for her, but I'm also kind of waiting for Scotty. Ooh. And Napoleon's still up. No thanks. And that's it. Okay, let's try our free 1-day 10 pull. Okay, what do we get? Alright, prosperity. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. Eric Bloodaxe. Yeah. Yep. Combat. Next. Oh, another servant. Okay. What do we get this time? Ooh, Asteros. Don't have many of him. I don't remember if I've leveled his Noble Phantasm up all the way. Awakening. Alright. I probably have, though. I probably maxed out all their Noble Phantasm at one point. Another Awakening. Yay. Alright, another leveling up system for all. Starvation. Ooh, don't tell me that. Ugh. That's a horrible way to go. Okay, barrier. Alright. Alright. And, yeah, I have them burned already so I can get their stuff. Alright. We did our friend 10 pull. Now, let's actually... I wanted to grind on daily quests for the Saber class, because that gives us, Gem of Saber. I need these a little more so I can actually up Sigurd's skills up more. So I'm going to be grinding out these, while I'm hoping that, you'll enjoy my banter while I do this. If not, well, I'll learn from this experience and move on, but let's see how it goes first. I was hoping to talk about my relationship with Fate, the entire series, actually, in case anyone was wondering. The first thing I ever saw of Fate was the Dean Stay Night anime. And for those who don't know, The Dean Stay Night anime was an anime produced by Studio Dean. Studio Dean was a relatively common anime production company, as far as I know. I'm not an expert. But I was vastly... I was very interested because it featured historical heroes from history and put them in a contemporary setting. It was basically the fish out of water story, only with knights in shining armor and you know, noble phantasms and magic and more. I don't exactly know how to describe it when I first saw it, but I was just very enthusiastic about the thought process of, ooh, I can see King Arthur in, you know, current times, what he thinks of the whole situation. It wasn't exactly that, and I was kind of let down by some of the premise, but man, when I got into anime back in the day, I was completely absorbed. And I didn't know it was based off a visual novel, mostly because back then I didn't know what a visual novel was. I didn't have any reference to it. I was... how old was I when I watched Fate Stay Night? Or rather, Dean Stay Night, because Fate Stay Night... what was it called? The new one. Anyway, I must have been like really old, young. Old? Yeah, I'm 27 years old. I'm not young, but it was in my youth that I saw it, and I was very confused by a lot of it because I didn't get any of the references. I didn't know what a noble phantasm was. I didn't know why Hercules wasn't the Disney version. It was a very confusing time for me, and I'm not gonna lie, it was weird, but not in a bad way. Dean Stay Night introduced me to Shiro Emiya and Arturia Pendragon, and through this I learned to appreciate that there are different versions of famous heroes thought throughout the world, because I realized that even though I didn't really get it at the time, I understood that this is what Japanese kind of interpret, you know, these people as, and what they thought about, you know, that particular person. But if I went even further, that what I know now, I would know that it's just one man's opinion. The creator of Fate Stay, the Fate series in general, I forget his name. It escapes me. I do apologize, but it's really just his filter, and you know, not really all of Japan. That's a generalization that I think should not really be an option. Not trying to be, you know, politically here, but it's very common to think that, oh, one person from this region thinks this way, so they all must think that way. I don't like that mentality, but it is there if you want to interpret it that way. I don't personally, but that's, again, me. I don't want to get too political, but looking back, the series was very diverse and very interesting. I remember seeing a lot of merch online for this, and couldn't help but think, wow, why can't I have stuff like that? And not realizing that it's probably $2,000, $5,000 figures are way out of my mom's price range. And of course, Dean Stay Night has the infamous line, people die when they are killed. And this was back before memes were really a thing. But yeah, no, that's... Oh my god. It's so funny in retrospect. And I can't help but think that, you know, timing is everything with these things. But I soon learned that there was more to Fate than even I had realized. I didn't know there were visual novels until years later, which technically I still haven't read or experienced in any, meaningful way. but I do know they exist, and I have seen some things about them.
あて、
狙いは決まっ
わかりました。
But yeah, then I went to Fate Zero once that came out, and it took me a while because I was very hesitant because I remembered my time with Dean Stay Night, and I heard from the grapevine that, oh, you should watch Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. That was what it's called, the remake of Dean Stay Nights, only from a different studio. And I'm not gonna lie when I say
そんなに見たいの？
the way they set up the universe of Fate in those animes is so
いいわ。
weird
そして遠征まで連れて行ってあげる。
because you have Fate Apocrypha, Fate Zero now, Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, you have Heaven's Field the movie, you have all these other things, and like it's such an expansive multiverse at this point because Apocrypha is actually an alternate universe of another Holy Grail that is not in our reality, even though you could argue the Fate series is just another alternate reality to this one. That's also a very weird way of thinking, but anyway. And then I found out about Fate Go, a mobile game that I didn't honestly have much opinions on when I first saw it. I was just like, oh, it's just like every other gacha game out there. Oh, but I fell for it. I was like, I really wanted Artoria.
敗者は見
And I got her eventually, but man, I figured out soon she was not the best servant. She wasn't even in the top, I would argue, well, she's not the worst servant either, but I don't know. I don't use her that much. And now that I have Sigurd, I have even less of a reason to. But yeah, I watched Fate Zero on Netflix, and it was a wild ride all the way through.
魔力は十
I
分。
loved it to death. I tried Unlimited Blade Works, but man, I gotta tell you, it was boring as all hell. I could not for the life of me, like, I couldn't finish it. Like, I knew it was gonna retcon my favorite anime pairing at the
わか
time,
りました。
which was Shiro and
そこですね。
Saber. I gotta go. I'll be right back.
Mm, はいはい。
曲がれ。
どうかしら？
Sorry about that. I had to take out the dog again. Anyway, I saw Fate Zero, and then I saw half of Unlimited Blade Works. Unlimited Blade Works, I still haven't seen the end of it, but I know how it ends, if that's weird enough. I got spoiled by the internet, but honestly, I don't see what the big deal is.
あちらですか？
It's, I don't know. I guess I just prefer the happy ending of the original Dean Stay Night over the really dark and gritty version of Unlimited Blade Works. And don't even get me started about, you know, Heaven's Feel and how dark that gets. I understand the visual novels aren't exactly kid-friendly. I know there's a lot of mature content in there that, you know, I'm just like, whoa. They have a lot of interesting
こうしてほしいんですよ。
material in there. I'm not gonna name anything, but yeah. Anyone who knows anything about the Fate series knows, oh yeah,
いいわ。
goes places. But that never really deterred me from the series itself. The animes and the video games never really seem to go to those places, very far. I'm pretty sure there's a few, Japanese exclusive games like the Extra series that go further into detail. But in my experience, I like my high fantasy, fish out of water. Oh, they came from their own time, but they're still kind of, talking regular Japanese / English, depending on which version you're watching. And they have to figure everything out. I love that premise. I do, especially with a lot of these servants that just come from, I don't know, a bunch of different backgrounds, like. Napoleon, I would love to see his interactions with the regular world, but in Fate Go, where he's just introduced, I doubt he'll have a chance to really acclimate to what we consider current times. Fate Go is very loose on what time it is, but supposedly it's in the year 20. It should start in the year 2018, I believe, or 2017, and then it goes to whatever year it is now. Either way, it really doesn't kind of matter, because the story of Fate Go interested me for different reasons. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just telling you my feelings, and I'm kind of jumping all over the place because I don't have any real cohesive thoughts on these series as a whole, except that it's cool. If you want to see, famous people from history do stuff, you can. I'm just here to also say that, hey, I like it too, basically. And that's okay. I think so, anyway. I think we should be free to say, hey, I like something, or I don't like something, without, too much discourse. If you don't like something that I like, I don't think that's necessarily, a bad point either. I just don't think, if you don't like it, why are you watching it? Now we're getting into a completely different conversation. I feel like we need to talk more about Fate. So here's how I would have, I don't know. I don't know exactly where I was going with that. Fate Go is very divisive, at least in the beginning for me, because as much as I love it now, I didn't understand the mechanics fully when I was first playing, so I would have mistakenly put a lot of bad people on the same team that just did not mesh well together. I would have just had under-leveled characters that just did not do well with each other, and it was just a mess. And I was a noob, and I didn't really start out well, but I got lucky with a lot of my draws. I got Jean Alter, I got Mysterious Heroine X. That was very lucky on that. I got Brynhild, I got Sigurd, which was just amazing to me. I got Fujino Asagami, I think that's her name. She's on the screen. Beautiful animation for her Noble Phantasm, by the way. Yeah, Asagami Fujino. Yeah, I got really lucky with her. Again, I got really lucky with a lot of these servants. The welfare servants are one thing, but everything else. Actually, let me show you some of the more. Again, sorry, this is unscripted, and I'm not reading anything. I'm just going with the flow with this video. But let me show you. Let's see who I have here that is very rare. I got lucky with it says Altria, but it's Artoria. Alter Lancer. Artoria Lancer, which was just, oh my god, she's one of my favorites, because she's Artoria. but also because she's one of the best AoE Lancers in the game. And I got her along with Brynhild, and it was amazing because she spooked me. She spooked me, and it was spooking, for those of you who don't know, is something when you're pulling multiples at a time. There's a chance that another servant that you're not intended to get, like you're not looking for them, they spook you in a way, and that's what spooking is. So yeah, she spooked me, and it was amazing, and I kind of fell in love because I wasn't looking for a top tier Lancer except for Brynhild, but oh my god. And I don't remember if I talked about this in the last video, but Brynhild was again one of those lucky servant pulls that I just used my last Saint Quartz on, and I got super lucky with that 10 pull because I got two copies of her. So I got to up her Noble Phantasm to 200 right off the bat. Like it's oh my god. And again, Jeanne Alter, I already spoke about her. Same deal. I did the same thing. Used my last Saint Quartz on her and got her. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, it wasn't even her banner, I don't believe. She spooked me. And it was beautiful. And I've been in love ever since. Next was Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh was, again, another, not a spook necessarily. I think I was pulling for him, but man, I was just so surprised. Like, oh my god. Like, again, I only got one of him, but it was totally worth it, especially because I already had Helena Blavatsky right here, who was one of my earlier pulls, but because she was a caster and was not necessarily the strongest, I actually didn't use her a lot in the beginning. Of course, later on, when it's a necessity to have a caster servant, she was very useful, especially after I got a second copy and upped her Noble Phantasm to 200%. Very cool, very cool. And one of my very first pulls was Tristan. And he's been a very, very fun servant to use. Not as versatile as I thought he'd be, especially, considering I don't have a lot of support for him, or at least I didn't at the time. I might have better support now, but in my opinion, he's not my best archer. My best archer is the welfare servant, Santa Altria, or well, it's supposed to be Attila, but no, it is Attila. Yeah, Archer Attila. She's a fun welfare servant. I like her. The artwork doesn't change for welfare servants for some reason, except the last one. Anyway, let's see. Hercules was one of my first pulls, one of my very first pulls, if not the first pull that I ever did. You get a free 10 pull when you start the game, and he was there, and I'm just like, oh, thank God. Him and I think it was Emiya Archer. Yeah, Emiya Archer right here. I gotta say though, after watching Fate Stay Night and Dean Stay Night and Unlimited Blade Works and all this other stuff, I was unimpressed with him, so I never leveled him up. I was like, why do I want this guy? He's a complete scrub. And of course, later on, I would regret that decision, and I do plan on leveling him up later. But again, my brain, this game was weird when I first started, and I have all these servants that I'm not using effectively. So yeah, I also have Arjuna, which kind of spooked me. I wasn't really aiming for him, but I guess it was okay. However, Atalanta is way, like, she spooked me. She spooked me pretty good, and I do plan on leveling her up fairly later. But man, I was so surprised when I got Atalanta, and I'm just so happy with it because I had recently watched Apocrypha when I got her, and I was floored when I saw her when I got her, and it was just amazing. It was just so magical because I was like, oh, I get to play with her, and then I realized, oh, she's not the best archer in the game. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, you're so conceited. Why are you, thinking like that? It's a bad way of, treating these servants. And you're right. But man, I gotta tell you, some of these servants I just will never care about. Like, look at young Gilgamesh. I will never care about this guy because he is nothing like his, older persona. And a lot of people think that's a good thing. Well, you have to remember these are from different time periods. He will eventually become his older self, despite, his younger adventures. So no matter what we do, we can't change that history. But luckily, he becomes a relatively well-adjusted king, in my opinion. A lot of people don't know this, but this shows almost all of his life cycles in history, because young Gilgamesh, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Young Gilgamesh's story kind of revolves around finding a playmate, and I'm not going to get too much into a history lesson, but then he grows up into a tyrant who then learns humility, and then he becomes the royal king who deserves the throne. In Gilgamesh's history, or at least in the Fate lore, I don't know that much about real life or the story of Gilgamesh in real life. I need to look that up, actually. But in Fate lore, Gilgamesh actually sacrificed immortality so that he may live a mortal life. And he gave that up after the fact that he was a tyrant. He was looking for immortality through almost any means, so that he could, continue ruling over humanity forever. But because fate or opportunity or life in general just got in the way, he wasn't mad about, his lost immortality. He was actually very happy, because then he could experience what being a human felt like. Because for the majority of his life, he was a god in human form, basically. He was a demigod, and so he could do what no mortals could do. He relished in every avaricious, greedy, and all the pleasures in the world. But now that he had lost his chance to do it forever, he was like, no, this is okay. I'm cool. And that's what makes Gil so much of a cool character to me. He's such an asshole when you meet him in Fate, Dean Stay Night, and Fate, not Apocrypha, Unlimited Blade Works, and all that stuff, Fate Zero. But man, when that's the younger tyrant Gil. What they don't tell you is the caster Gil you see here, the one I got, is actually the older Gil who learned his lesson, and it's amazing. I love the lore of Fate and how it, and man, it's just so cool. But yeah, she's not that great. She's better than usual for a writer, and I do use her. But man, Rider Mordred on the summer event was a total spook. I wasn't even trying to pull for her. Well, actually, that's not true. I'm kind of in love with Mordred, and I did want to pull her, but it wasn't her banner. Like, I was going for someone else. And I actually, my first 4-star, I think she's a 4-star. Yeah, is Skahath here. Yeah, Summer Skahath. Assassin Skahath, actually. And because of that, I grailed her up to level 90, and it was just, yeah. But her and Mordred, Summer Mordred, were some of my first 4 and 5 level servants in the game. Even though Scotty here, or I mean Skahath, was a welfare, and not even a good one at that, she still finds play with me. I still use her. Like, it's not like she's in the background all the time. No. Just not as much. Let's see. Oh yeah, Dracula or Vlad the Third. This is actually considered an extra servant, which is interesting. I haven't leveled him up all the way, but I kind of want to, just because he's so different from the Apocrypha version of Dracula, which I don't have, but I kind of want. Well, I also have Rider Martha, and Umu herself, Nero, and yeah. And I'm currently trying to level up Siegfried because of the Norse vibe of Lost Belt number 2. But yeah, that is yeah. There we go. Oh wait, I didn't mean to do it for you. No. You get more of a chance for the gems of whatever you're doing in the 30 quests. Okay, let's go again. I kind of got lost track of what I was saying when I was, doing this again. That's why I tried to course correct and, showed you my servants. And again, it's not like I don't want to use my lower servants. It's just I don't have time a lot of the time. But because of the quarantine, it's given me a little more time than I thought. Still going to do other stuff. I still have Duel Links. I take priority over this game just because I'm doing way better in that game than anything else. And yeah. I haven't seen Kira no Kyokai. I believe that's how you pronounce that. But I did get her servant, Ryogi. She's an assassin. I can't remember. But anyway, I didn't get her the first time I got into FGO. I literally got into FGO as her event was going on, and I tried to complete it the first time. I failed miserably. I didn't even get half of her stuff that I needed to unlock her. And I was disappointed because this was, a rare event that might not have come again. But it did, and I finally got her, and I was very excited. I leveled her all the way up to... I grailed her, actually, all the way to level 90. And I, got all her Noble Phantasm up to 300, I mean. And it's just a good time. Excuse me. Let's see. Let's do that. Okay. Yeah. Ryugi Shiki, that's it. That's what her name was. Yeah, I'm trying to think of things to talk about. Let's see what I get at the end here. No gems, it's okay. Yeah, retry. Right. I recently got the last volume, or at least the last one that came out, of Black Lagoon in the manga form. Black Lagoon was an anime that came out in the early 2000s, early mid-2000s. I would say, I think it came out in 2005 or 2008, somewhere around there. Anyway, the anime was very cool. I have the Blu-ray box set around here somewhere. But the manga continued after the anime. And I even got the OVA Roberta's Blood Trail, which is brutal as all hell.
あちら
and it was cool. But a few years back, 2014, or maybe before that, I pre-ordered on Barnes & Noble of all places, Black Lagoon Volume 10. Yeah, 10. And I thought that was the end of the series because there wasn't anything beyond that.
そうしたいの
But apparently that's not the case, because recently I found Volume 11. Fairly cheap, it was about $11. And finally read it, and I was like, oh, finally, this plot hole, or plot point gets resolved.
そうしたいの
And a lot of stuff happens in Volume 11. I recommend the manga entirely, but I don't necessarily think you need to buy all of it, especially if you already have the anime in your library or have easy access to it via maybe, I don't know, social media and stuff like that. Maybe it's on,
そんなに見たいの
maybe it's on Hulu or Netflix or something. Either way, if you have it near you and you can, actively watch it,
見たい見せてあげるわ
then you don't need to read the manga that much. Just get volumes 10 and 11, and you're completely caught up. Like, it's almost, the anime is almost a complete, faithful recreation of the manga.
大いなる天から 大いなる
There are certain events that happen in a different order, like the Greenback Jane arc is, I think, comes right before Roberta's Blood Trail in the manga, but I think it comes way later in the anime, or maybe earlier. I can't remember. It's been forever since I watched the anime itself. But
敗者は身ぐるみ剥がされる
yeah, other than that, everything is almost 100% the same. Like the characters the same. The everything is just no. It's anyway. So all you really need to do is just get volumes 10 and 11 and you'll be caught up completely. However, anyone who hasn't been affiliated with the Black Lagoon, I can highly recommend the series. If you're not, afraid of
そ
a
れじゃ
lot
気持
of
ちよく暴れましょう
dark humor
こ
and
うしてほし
a
い
lot
ん
of
で
very, a lot of people would say inappropriate jokes. I don't think so. I think they're very appropriate for what they're trying to do. But hey, it's up to interpretation, I believe. A lot of death, a lot of violence, a lot of violence in Black Lagoon, to the point of excessiveness, but it kind of adds to the flair of what the show
こちらで
is.
すか
こっちよ
Yeah, highly recommend it. Black Lagoon is one of my all-time favorite anime of ever. Like, it's up there with Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z. And I'm not ashamed to say that.
わかりました
Let's see.
そこですね
I recently got a PlayStation 4.
見える場所にいるから
I know I'm getting off topic, but really there's nothing much else to talk about. I watched the anime, I'm playing Fate Go, I'm doing all this other stuff. Yeah, not much else going on with me. That sounds a bit sad, actually. Let me rephrase that. My sister, and I apologize if this upsets anyone, but my sister passed away, and she had cancer in her stomach area, and it
いいじゃない
got so bad,
はいはい
and I don't know. I need an outlet. And, that's honestly why I stopped playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, because I was just not in the mood for that anymore, and I just kept playing my phone games,
そんなに見たいの
and I'm still a gamer at heart. I still play Final Fantasy VII Remake. I just
私の本気とっておき
ねじり切ってしまいますね
anyway. I just haven't been recording myself. But the reason I came back to this is because it's simple and I wanted to test it out and I wanted to see how you guys reacted. And I haven't gotten a lot of traction on my channel just yet, but that's okay. Because sooner or later it has to, you know, it has some traction. I'm not the best YouTuber, I don't pretend to be, but anyway. Just something to do to keep my mind off of things. Trying to think. Trying to think. Still no gems. Jeez. Sorry, I just really want to up. It takes forever to get anything in this game, which I'm okay with. Just because it just adds more time to, you know, what otherwise would have been a relatively short game. Let's be real. The only reason people still play FGO is because you gotta up those stats, you gotta get those craft essences, you gotta do this, that, the other, and it's, yeah. Not a bad thing, just, you know. Nature of the beast, I suppose. Oh yeah, I got a keychain in the form of Knight Mordred. It's very cool. I hang it around my car keys and, well, no, I mean my house keys. I don't have a car. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's Mordred with Clarent. She's in almost full armor except for her helmet. She has her hair in a ponytail and it's very cute. And yeah, paid almost $10 for it online. And yeah, I lead a very uninteresting life. I know. I'm huge into Yu-Gi-Oh! I have just acquired some of the best cards, in my opinion, in the game. Or at least for Duel Links. I've actually made a deck in real life from my Duel Links deck. It has Dark Cavalry, Master of Magician of Chaos, I mean. Not Magician of Dark Chaos, or Dark Magician of Chaos. Those are different cards. No. This is a really cool deck, and I can't wait to test it out against my opponent. And, yeah. I like Ishtar, but I don't have her. I have not seen Fate Babylonia yet, the anime. But I have played through the Babylonia story, so I know what it basically is anyway, so whatever. I don't know. I do apologize if this content is boring. I'm going to try to do better next time. Okay, and that's all there is. Yay. I recently got Red Dead Redemption 2, so currently playing through that. That's fun. Let's see. Close. Instead of boring you for another hour, let's just go through the story. It's what you're all here for anyway. Not me rambling on and on and on. No battles, usually a lot of talking. Let's do this! Okay. Yeah, that's a castle. That looks like Elsa's castle from Frozen. I'm back, Ophelia. That was fast. Oh, jeez. Did you retrieve the Paper Moon Void Reality Observation Device? That is a name that they used. That once belonged to the Atlas Institute, as I instructed. I don't know. Did he do all that? You tell me. You better not have broken it, did you? Don't ask me. I can't get used to these man-made toys for the life of me. You want your little golden treasure so badly, take a look for yourself. Good. This is definitely the real thing. Why don't you hang on to it for me? Don't let anyone else have it, no matter what. After all, you're the strongest being in all of Scandinavia, with the exception of Her Majesty. I'm sure. So, now that I've fulfilled my duties as a servant, do I get some kind of reward? Whoa, Sigurd. You're technically a married man. Technically. How about it, Miss Ophelia? That is a name. Let me try pronouncing it before I don't. Famar Salone from Mars. You know what? Fam. Ophelia Fam. That's what I'm calling you. Well done, Saber, my most powerful knight. I have no other work for you for the time being. Feel free to rest up and relax for just a while. How's that sound as a reward? That works. I'm a simple man. Oh, and may I say something? Sure. Would you mind not staring at me with those red eyes? I mean, I'm staring at you with my one eye. I'm more of a Cyclops. But I mean, you're scary as all hell. You got BDSM gear on. You're a funny one. You think you've got room to talk when it comes to unusual eyes, Ophelia? Ellipses, ellipses. Never mind about me. We have the Paper Moon. Right now, that's all that matters. The all-terrain void transporter, Shadow Border. It may be the only one of its kind in existence able to do the impossible, but without the Paper Moon serving as its eyes, it's useless. I get it, symbolism. I commend Chaldea for destroying the Russian Lost Belt, but without the Shadow Border, they can go no further. This is where their journey ends. Now there's effectively no one left who will interfere with Lord... That is a name that I can't pronounce. Kirshtaria? Kirshtaria? Anyway, now all that remains is... I'm glad to see you in such high spirits, Ophelia, Queen of Ice and Snow. Oh my. Are these high spirits born of true romance, or mere puppy love? Even after thousands of years of attempting to do so, I cannot quite grasp the concept of love, though I know you humans speak of it often. I'm giving her much more of an airy feel about her, even though she's probably an ice queen. Tell me, what does it taste like? Is it sweet? Perhaps spicy? Even fiery? Come on. I'm touching the screen and there we go. Your Majesty. I never took you for one to smile upon gaining a new toy. I see that even you have a soft side. Okay. Game wants to freeze every now and then. Now, what of this tree of emptiness? I believe you called it. How is that faring? It's coming along well. Even now, it continues to grow larger in its garden, away from any who might observe or interfere. Since there's no opposing faction in the Scandinavian Lost Belt, there should be nothing to interfere with its growth. Faction? I must confess, I'm unfamiliar with that word. I suppose we do hear the occasional lone wolf howl, but that is of no consequence. If anything, it helps to pass the time. Oh, wow. You guys are really, Still, I suppose if they were to form a pack, that could be somewhat troublesome. Don't you agree, Ophelia? Yes, I do. I'm gonna have to put the phone down for a second. And we're back. Sorry, I had to open a canned drink. My mouth is quite parched. There we go. Alright. My world, my Scandinavia, is a land where peace reigns far and wide. There has never been conflict amongst its people. Not once. Wow, sounds like a relative dictatorship if you catch my drift. The wild beasts do devour their prey, of course, but that is as far as it gets. Pointless conflict is a foreign concept to man and beast alike, as is resentment. The worst that ever happens in a single wolf's howling is a single wolf's howling, don't you think? I do. Under your rule, this world of Scandinavia has become one of the great embodiments of peace. The way you say that, Ophelia, it sounds as though there are other worlds that have achieved similar peace. How adorable! Surely you jest. This Lost Belt stability is of vital importance, Your Majesty. It is the key to growing our tree. All you need to do is continue ruling as you always have. You truly are a selfless young woman, aren't you, Ophelia Pham? I refuse to pronounce anything else. I suppose I should commend you for your diligence, but it takes more than that to be a queen. Bitch. Do you understand me, Ophelia? If not, I suggest you learn. With all due respect, Your Majesty, I'm no queen. Ha! Clearly. Why did you take it? My land has no place for avarice. If you would protect and obey me as your queen, you would do well to remember that. I believe you called it a compass. I see. So the hospitality of my ice castle is not enough for you. Surely you haven't forgotten. Every bit of snow and ice blanketing this world is part of me. Whoa. That's interesting. As I preside over all that is pure white, nothing can elude me. I know and see all that takes place within my land. I can hear it too. I can hear it too. Like, that's not enough. I can know things, but not only that, I can see and feel things, man. Things you couldn't even believe. I'm on so many drugs right now. I'm sorry. The breath of all living creatures, their cries, their fluttering. Okay. I can hear the howl of the wind, the symphony of leaves overlapping, and of course the words of humans. Oh, can you see all the colors in the wind? Can you paint with all the colors in the wind? I don't know. Sounds really close though. That goes for the crew of this shadow border as well. As I speak, they are erecting a bounded field to keep the giants away. How touching. How pitiful. I see they too are humans. They guard their lives closely, so that they may grow and survive. Saber, didn't I tell you that you were free to kill everyone there except Mash? I can't tell you humans apart. Sad. Extreme sadness. Why, you... How delightful. You certainly are blunt, Dragon Slayer. Nonetheless, Ophelia, it seems you still fail to understand my methods. Why kill them? With all due respect, Your Majesty, because the Chaldeans who live in the Shadow Border are enemies. Our enemies, If you want me to kill them all right now, I'll go take care of it. Don't, for some reason. Because, we didn't make a point of it earlier, so why do it now? I don't want you to kill Mashkirielite. Interesting. I don't believe I've ever seen that look on your face, Ophelia. You never so much as batted an eye when it came to that archer, but just now, I could have sworn I saw a look of genuine concern on your face. Interesting. I take it this Kirielite person means something to you, then? Well, Ophelia Pham. Forgive me, Your Majesty. I cannot answer that question. You better. Ugh. You truly are adorable, Ophelia. Very well, I shall forgive you this once. As for you, knight, do not kill them. I forbid it. My snow and ice is the expression of my love, not of death. I will not tolerate anyone staining his pure white with crimson, except for me, because snow is me, and I can do whatever I want. This is Elsa's castle. Is that clear? Love is a wonderful thing. If you ever come to know it yourself, take care not to lose it. You must cradle it in your hands and hold it close. Hold it tight. Yeah, sure. Don't crush it, though. If you are not careful, loveless flames may throw everything out of balance. That is how it has been since the gods first came to be. Is that clear, Ophelia, Sir Knight? Yes, Your Majesty. I will not forget it. Maybe Ophelia is like a sister to Mash. I don't know. Love, huh? No. No, I won't let what happened to Caddoc happen to me. Really. I will not fail. I will do everything I can to help Lord that thing. I will feed on the other lost belts and make certain I live up to his hopes for me. Feed. You always get that look on your face whenever you speak of the tree, Ophelia. Do you not like it here? Do you feel as though you don't belong? Ortland? No, I don't think that. Ortland? My mother was Scandinavian, albeit in proper human history. This is my homeland of a sort. I would never hate it here. Quite the opposite. Interesting. I feel as though some part deep inside of me is more at peace than it has been for a long time. Even the air tastes better here. That's, I guess? I don't know. I love this place. Good for you. The Queen does not keep surprising me with how generous she can be, but I don't mind that either. Does keep surprising me. Anyway. You love it, you say? Yes, I do. I was so glad when I found myself here after my coffin was opened. I really mean that. Which is why I'm proud it's my job as a crypter to attend to the tree. It's a crucial life form, a necessary one. Necessary. For this, guy, you mean? For this lost belt. Didn't I already tell you you three about it? Blech. Yes, you did. Youngest Valkyrie. I've logged your current statements in my memory. I'll go ahead and link them to our shared memories now. I've received a question from Hildur. She wants to know why you always have that bitter look when you talk about the tree if you don't dislike it here. Bitter? Well, because it makes me keenly aware of how powerless I really am. Even if the tree does grow to maturity, the most I can hope is to do is keep it that way. It's very unlikely this world will change unless I use my Sirius light. You want to change this land, Ophelia? Sometimes you don't. We can analyze, but we can't make judgment calls. All we can do is follow the orders we're programmed with. Did you forget, Cryptor? We aren't human. We only exist to carry out Master's orders. Yes, I remember. There again. Huh? I'm sorry, you had the same look on your face as when you discussed the tree, so I responded the same way. Thrud. Would. Now that our statements have synced up. Thrud. I see. Then I'm afraid that even between the three of you, your analysis must be incomplete. Uh-huh. Well, that was fun. We got to learn more about Ophelia. And we got a Saint Quartz out of it. Yay! Oh my god, more? Oh, jeez. Look, I love, doing the voices and kind of, doing this story. But man, after a while, I think I'm just going to skip some of these because there's just nothing for me. I have no idea how long I've been doing this. And I need to get on with my day. So I'm going to end it here. I don't know if this is a short video or a long video or anything. I haven't been keeping track of time. Need to start doing that. But yeah. We'll pick this up next time. So, yeah. See ya.